Grouse Creek.
I didn't get my one story finished.
Nice.
I guess I'll have to do that.
Oh no, I got that.
No!
Come on, Jason, your turn.
All right.
Oh, you look so pretty.
I look bad.
No, you look pretty.
Pretty
princess.
Pretty bad.
Hey, Jason, give me that hat. In here, but my cousin bought part of this land and put a house on, then he died. And there's the old garage.
Homestead.
Now, here we go. Pull up and stop. This is it. This is. I'm going to start at the beginning again. It's called Sea Labs Soft Glow. We'll turn on the battery-powered radio and laugh at the antics of Jack Benny. I'll argue with Dennis Day over a penny. When Mother said it's time for bed, only then will I rest my weary head with everything as it was then, when I was only 9 or 10. Yes, someday I'll go home again.
So this is that home?
That's the home.
So the original home burnt down.
Yeah, but I was never in that.
This home was built by,
My
there was a
grandma.
source by,
My grandma.
there was a source of, somebody knew where there's some bridge timbers, thick, heavy.
Well, it was down there at Lucien. They built a bunch of bridges across the, not across the water, just across.
So those bridge timbers were used to erect this home.
That's right.
And so the outside is flush. The inside was varying, impressions because the timbers weren't all exactly the same, like thickness. So they used chicken wire and then plaster to fill that out and smooth it out. So
it was really smooth. It was nice. There was no crummy wall.
So that's so you lived in this home since from what age to what age?
From when I was born almost until I was I was in the 3rd grade, so that would make me about 9. I was
about 9. You left to go to Brigham City.
Yeah, and I went to 4th grade and
you had a dog, and your mom and dad said we can't take the dog.
Yeah, that was sad.
That was hard.
Oh no.
But what we need to do, I did I do Thomas? Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't do all of it, it doesn't matter.
Look at that, look at these old, I mean, these are probably, how old do you think these structures are with these logs there? Back into the late 1800s or early 1900s?
The late 1800s.
So these were around when you were a little boy. You saw these structures.
I saw it. And the house, I vaguely remember going into that house and seeing the big grandma was ill in bed for many years.
Your grandma lived there?
My great grandma.
Your great grandma lived in this one right here.
Sure.
What was her name?
She lived with her husband.
What was her name?
I don't remember her name. Oh, I got a picture of her somewhere. What we need to do, my friends, is we need to go down to the farm. Because there are a couple of poems about that. And I think I would like to send these guys on a...
So on this hill, did you go up on top of that hill? That's a lot?
Oh, we sled it off from that. We make a sleigh run. You go up there and your sleigh would go all, you could go all the way down.
Nice, yeah. That would be great.
This land was...
Kids would love that.
We didn't own this. This was owned by my cousin, who was the part of the first family. His son was there today.
Where's Norman's property? Remember when we saw that old car?
Oh, Norman,
Remember that? Where's his property? I wonder if that old car is still there.
This is where my uncle lived. That's where that lady was going to give us a place to
Welcome to Grouse Creek.
lay our head on. He was an interesting guy. He was the only Republican in town.
Which way to go? Left? Right?
He was the only. I think he was the only one that voted Democrat or Republican in the whole town.
So this is where they have their rodeo stuff. Fourth of July.
It used to be. It used to be the ball field.
Yeah.
On the 4th of July, in the afternoon, there was always probably a baseball game there. But the men participated, and Al and I ran around shooting our cap guns around, and through the cars that were parked there, we go and bang, bang, bang. Turn left.
You had a BB gun, right? Red Ryder BB gun?
I did it one time, yeah.
Did you have a
the
20?
fire department right
That's
there.
where my great Uncle George lived.
There is no fire.
I have a poem about him, by the way.
Water truck.
What's up there?
Etna.
Yeah.
That's
should
the
go-
old
we should
road.
go-
That's the road where they used to go at Etna. that
We
looks
should
like
take him to Lake Etna.
Lake Etna. There's no Lake Etna.
Etna Reservoir, excuse me.
Who used to
Oh,
live at
Etna
this house,
Reservoir.
Grandpa? At that brick building on the left? Who used to live
I had
there?
a friend that lived there.
He wants to know about this building right here.
Okay, that was the Tanner building.
Yeah, it's on Google for
That, by the way, has been designated a
Histo-
Utah monument or something.
Yep.
So no one can tear it down. And that granary right there, we used to play inside that. It was kind of...
Okay, you guys see that shack way up there?
Oh, that's Uncle Ronnie's.
Way up there? There's a poem in here about Uncle Ronnie,
Yeah.
and that's where he lived.
That was his house right there?
Yes.
Yeah. He was a little bit, let's see, nowadays to be woke, we'd have to say he was mentally challenged.
Hey, Craig, what's that car down there? That's one of those old Ford Broncos, isn't it?
It could be.
This is the,
They're worth money.
Simplot owns this now, but this was the Pasket, the Pasket house. It also, a house that was on there also burned down.
Who lived there, do you know?
The Paskets.
In that old thing?
I don't know.
The Paskets lived here. That's
Here.
Now the Paskets, are they related to us? I can't recall.
No. My great grandpa was a Pasket. My grandma was a Pasket.
Okay, yeah.
So you must be related.
Yep, there you go.
This all is Simplot. He bought all this stuff. I don't know who is up there. Nobody used to live up there. That's weird. Hey, there's a road. Oh, but there's a
Oh,
house.
it's a house driveway.
I don't know who that is. I have no idea. But now, you guys need to look and see there's a gate on this side. There's a gate that goes into our property, not much further down.
So you guys live down over here?
No.
So
My dad did for a while.
Okay.
This was the lower, but let's see, wait, slow down. Is that the gate? There's a gate there. That might be our property right up there. But now, there's another poem about that, okay? The It's called the Yellow Rose. My father spoke of a hardy yellow rose that on the banks of the Grouse Creek grows, planted long years ago with loving care by my grandma on our homestead there. They came in 1882 to a land that was still wild and new, leaving the green isles of their birth to settle a hard and untamed earth. Working in tandem by their own hand, they raised a log cabin on the land, but before the place could be their own, 5 years of crops had to be sown. The winters there were harsh and cold. The growing season was short, I'm told. Thus the little homestead could not thrive, yet somehow they managed to survive. With the nearest neighbor miles away, alone they met the trials of each day. That they really lived in the wild frontier. 2 stories by Grandma told me clear. Coyotes howled almost every night, challenging the family dog to fight. When he came back, hurt and scarred, Grandma patched up his wounds with lard. One day, a band of Indians came in sight, causing my grandma a terrible fright. But all they wanted was some food, leaving Grandma in a calmer mood. Then came a frightening diagnosis. My grandma had contracted tuberculosis. The doctors all said that she would die, but her indomitable spirit made that a lie. Now, Grandma never spoke of this trial. Complaining was certainly not her style. But to weather this most costly storm, Grandpa had to sell 1/2 of the farm. 3 generations held on to that place through the many hardships they did face. Now the desert has reclaimed the land, and nothing bears the Shaw's fan brand. The brand was a fan. It was registered on September the 16th, 1899 by my grandpa, Willie. And the brand looked like that. Even long after all my kin was gone, that hardy yellow rose lived yet on. My father saw it growing there still beside the sparkling mountain rill. Now that rose may be all that's left of that homestead, now utterly bereft of any signs that my folks were there, working the land with earnest care. Does the yellow rose still grow beside that stream's gentle flow? Or like the sun setting in the west, has it disappeared with all the rest? Someday I'll visit that small stream to ponder again my ancestors' dream, to search anew for the yellow rose, a living symbol of the life they chose. I'll kneel upon that sacred soil, made hallowed by their honest toil, and offer up prayer of thanksgiving for all they did for those now living. Although that yellow rose may be gone, the memory of their sacrifices lives on, and so do those who bear the Shaw name, a living legacy that will forever remain. Dedicated to those early pioneers, great-grandfather William Shaw and his wife Elizabeth Morton Shaw, grandfather Willie Shaw and his wife Emma Haskett. Now, I just don't see it's profitable for us to try to go down there and find a yellow rose.
I'm not sure we know exactly where it's at.
I don't. Our property could be in here. Is there a...
This looks more like a...
No, I mean the road.
Entry.
There's a gate. There's a gate. No, that's where they put the cows in. There's a gate. There's no road anymore. There was a bridge over the Grouse Creek, and my mom one time, we went to meet Dad. He was coming down that mountain walking. He had a deer on his horse. We went through there, across the bridge. Mother ran through the gate. There was a Model A. Nothing happened to the Model A. And Alan and I fixed up the gate so it locked again. And Dad came down. He put the deer. He put the deer on the fender.
Oh yeah.
He put the deer on the fender and rode the horse the rest of the way in. And we took the deer in.
So you can see kind of a little break there. That is the Grouse Creek.
It's out there, not clear on the other side. That's how they watered this. That's a ditch. But in between here, I don't see any road where we can go into the property, so I'm not going to do it. Wait a minute. Keep going. There's something down here. This was that little thing down there.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can make that out. That was not our land. That's where our land ended, right here somewhere. What do we? In fact, we may sue. Is there any fence here? That's the question. Is there a fence and a road? An old road. Not really. Oh, there. Is that a gate? I don't think so.
No. Oh, somebody's trashed their wheel.
Oh, that shed over there was not on our property. Our property was this way of that shed.
How much property was it?
I don't know. Well,
Here's an entrance, and there's a road.
Oh, it's too bad we don't want to.
But it goes to their property, not to.
It says no trespassing.
Where do you want to go now?
Just keep going down. We'll turn around and go back. Oh, there was a. Slow down a second, a little bit. There was an attorney, disbarred attorney. He lived in a dugout down here, underground. He had two. He called them they were cellars. He lived in cellars, and I have a poem about him. He lived, and he never associated with anybody. He just was completely and totally alone.
Close. Must have been hiding away from something.
He could have been isolated from most all of the human race by miles and miles of only empty space. My hometown was a good place to reside if from the world you really wanted to hide. The nearest railroad was 20 miles away. To reach it by horse and buggy took one day. In the winter, the snow closed down every road, so traveling by horseback was the only mode. One person who really wanted to disappear and seemed to have much of life to fear was an eccentric recluse we'll call Ernie, who was at one time a prominent attorney. I hesitate to use his full and proper name since it might cause his family some shame. Yet 70 plus years have come and gone, so I doubt if he's remembered by anyone. Yet they say they say that he lived in a very large city, enjoying a lifestyle that no one would pity. Yes, living a life of comfort and fame until he brought disgrace upon his name. Through heavy drinking and some shady deals, he managed to use up all of his legal appeals, and with the record that was greatly marred, it's not surprising that he was disbarred. No one ever told me the year that he came. I even have trouble remembering his name, but to our town, Grouse Creek, he came to stay and live out his life in his own very strange way. He dug several small cellars, which we could find if we had enough time, in the ground, and for a roof piled up dirt into a mound. Of course, those dwellings had a dirt floor, with the interest being a crude wooden door. Loud noises, especially thunder and lightning, for some reason to Ernie were very frightening. We named his abodes Thunder and Lightning Cellars, fitting names for strange underground dwellings like him. The older boys, to have some so-called fun, would set off firecrackers to see him run into one of his cellars dug under the ground, where the dirt would muffle the scary sound. He seemed to have no visible means of support, and no money remained from his days in court. Still, with no mortgage or nothing else to pay, in Grouse Creek he did live on $1 a day. Of course, he couldn't afford to eat steak, and he probably never ever ate cake. Like many in that day with very little means, he survived on tin cans of beans and sardines. Ernie had no family that anyone in town knew, and his friends were unfortunately very few. None. He seemed to prefer living a solitary life, oblivious to all worldly cares and strife. Like so many who choose the world to disown, he lived a strange fantasy land of his own. He dreamed of growing lettuce on the arid soil that would harsh and dry desert climb foil. Of course, the lettuce could never thrive. There was really no way it would survive. Without irrigation, only sagebrush grew. Well, this Ernie didn't seem to have a clue. Okay, let's see. Where's that? Dougie. That was probably our property right in there. right along there. But no, that was not on our property. Our property started further up this way. There ought to be a fence here somewhere that divides our property. Oh, anyways, philosophy said, what can we learn from this tale of woe? I have to confess that I don't really know. Perhaps when airing we should count the cost and realize that every hand can be lost. Now wait, right here. That may be the fence between the this is, I think this is our property, was our property, clear from, and there was one of those canyons up there, one of those draws, they're called Shaw Canyon.
I'm a little bit confused because you lived in this home from birth to basically till 9. What did you live out here somehow too?
No. They decided they were too far from town, so they moved. When Dad was just a little boy, a little boy, they moved up to drop the.
So your dad lived over here.
Yeah, he told me that he did not like leaving here and going up toward
the town.
He didn't want to do it, but he did it. He had to, I guess. Because that's what our land looks like. He used to grow alfalfa. We had a big, we had a haystack out there.
What's up there?
That's a newer road to Etna.
Was there a quarry? There's a quarry here, right?
Yeah, we can't drive to the quarry unless we ask the people who are living in the Pasket house to us on. We'd have to go on their road.
Oh.
Okay.
Looks like it burned up over there.
You know, this could have. We didn't find when we had a metal detector. And we found some tin cans down there where they're. Yeah, but there was nothing else remained of the house they had down here. It didn't burn down. They must have just taken.
I don't know how a rose would survive out here.
Oh, it was right on the creek.
Oh.
It was planted right on the creek, so it got water. And when the creek flowed by, it was there. Crazy.
Gotcha.
Now,
So
here we go with a poem about.
I don't think so.
About the gold miner. His name was Tommy Sherry. No one knew from whence he came, only that Tommy Sherry was his name. And from the world he'd become a defector, and for the hard-earned life of a gold spot specter. I don't know why he chose Grouse Creek. It was a highly unlikely spot to pick. No color, in quotes, had ever been found in all the soil on the rocky ground. It's true that traces of iron pyrite had caused a few poor souls to bite, since it had a bright and golden hue that had fooled more than quite a few. Still, Tommy Sherry had a dream, and when he spoke his eyes would gleam. I know there's gold in these granite hills, hidden just beneath the rocks and rills. He didn't even have a horse or a mule, and some considered him a crazy fool. All he owned was on his back, carried in a large, unwieldy pack. Let's see, to be honest, I should really say that he scared me in every way. In this childish fear, I was not alone, since we all hid up till he was gone. He asked for favors of no man, and from home for pity he always ran. 2 stories of his strength are told, that also his strong character unfold. He borrowed an anvil from Uncle George, who brought it by horse up to Ingham Gorge, which is up there, right up there. And when my uncle asked him about the anvil, Tommy came lugging it down the hill. He put it on his back and carried it all the way from his little hut up in Ingham Canyon, down to my uncle that lived right there. Oh,
Where's Norman live?
I don't know. I think Norman, I think, was dead.
I know, but where did he live?
He lived just south of Grandma house.
I want to go to that place.
Wait a minute. In order to give the man more due, we cite under this story they swear is true. He carried an iron stove upon his back the 7 miles up to his mining shack.
That's a heavy load.
Proas. He was well known. He walked 100 plus miles to town to to visit his only daughter, as so they say, and then returned the same long way. In trucks or cars he never rode because of his strict honor code. And since he had no funds to pay, he chose to walk the entire way. When asked if he was close to gold, the same story was always told. I'm near, and with another stake, soon a gold strike I will make. But in the days, as the days and years went by, his digging always came up dry. Yet nothing seemed to damp his zeal, since to him the dream was very real.
I see some vintage tin back there.
Oh, one day Tommy Sherry disappeared, a victim of an accident some feared. Others said no, he now lies in a grave, where he can treasure no longer crave. But I'm not sure he's really gone, as sometimes in the early dawn, if you listen you could almost hear the sounds of pick and shovel cleared, as he digs beneath the rocky soil, the treasure, the object of his moil, still dreaming the impossible green of precious metal with a golden gleam. I wonder how many men grow old searching for their elusive pot of gold in a crowded world, and yet all alone with nothing real to call their own. That is the end of that story. And he scared the heck out of me. I'll tell you. Oh, we passed Great Uncle George. I have a poem about him. He lived just down the hill from us. You're going the right way to get where you want to go.
So that's the school.
Yeah, that's where Grandpa went to school, right there.
Third grade, first, second, and third grade.
And all the ladies are there visiting. Oh, a couple guys.
Oh,
There used to be this beautiful church here.
Did you guys see that old? Yeah. Did you guys see that?
Greg, a restoration project.
Where? Okay.
An old soul.
You remember Uncle Ronnie's shack up on the hill?
Yes.
Here's a poem about him. It's called Uncle Ronnie. This is the Douglas. Uncle Ronnie lived on the side of a hill in a shack whose rules remind me still of this gentle, kind, and simple man who still inspires me to be the best I can. A wood-burning stove and a coal oil lamp, gas gave light and kept out the cold and damp. A small table, an iron cot, and a chair were the rest of his furnishings there. Had he been born in our present day, he would surely have been sent away to live with strangers in another place for those we find uncomfortable to face. But in Grouse Creek took care of its own, believing that you reap what you sown.
Whose house is this?
I don't know. Thus, the town folks did not forget to make sure that his needs were met. After his rickety shack fell down, they built him a cabin close to town where he lived the rest of his days alone with his quaint and quiet ways. I should tell you that my mother forbid me to go up to his cabin. She was afraid of him. That's the home right there. Oh, but the house right back there is the one that you were wondering about.
Well, when we came out here to go deer hunting years ago, say 40 years ago, where did we stay? It's a ranchero.
I thought we stayed with Uncle Ray.
No, we stayed at a lady's house. I think it was Mary was her name or something.
Oh, there's a
Cemetery.
We're gonna come
Grouse
back
Creek
here.
Cemetery.
I'm going to show you. There's your great-great-grandparents are buried in here.
Of course.
I just looked at it on that.
Okay.
They stopped there on that hayride.
Okay, almost done with the poem. When last he
Finish your poem.
the Grouse Creek store, he said he'd lived to be 104, but such was not meant to be the case. Uncle Ronnie was near the end of his race. On Sunday he came to church on time and told his friends he was feeling fine. Then he took a seat on his usual place with a contented smile upon his face. On Monday, the postman found him there on the cabin porch in his favorite chair and thought that he was just asleep, but his sleep was very, very deep. So Uncle Ronnie left the earth 84 years after his birth, leaving behind no earthly treasures that often is used as worldly measure. But is wealth the measure of a man, or is there something else that can? tell us when one's life has worth and the value of their time on earth. At his funeral, 2 bishops spoke, and many fond memories did evoke of this kind, good, and gentle man who meekly said, "I'll do the best I can." He always displayed a ready smile, and in him there was no trace of guile. Of man he did no ill, as he sought to live his Father's will. Uncle Ronnie strictly observed the fast, that for him was always meant to last, from his simple Saturday evening meal till Monday morn, when in prayer he'd kneel. And though he left no earthly treasure, he was a good servant by any measure. In his faithful church offerings we could cite that all he gave was the widow's mite. Now you probably don't need to be told that he was named for Moroni, prophet of old, and like Moroni with all his might, to the end he fought the good fight. Uncle Ronnie, it's almost over. Oh, there's the cabin. Did he fill a measure of his creation? Oh, how I yearn for his eternal station, wrapped in Heavenly Father's love, in the celestial reigns above. Dedicated to Moroni Tanner, born April 21, 1856, died August the 12th, 1940. I was 6 years old when he died. Now, this evening, if you want to see the deer, we're going to have to drive up here.
How do you know so much, only being up to a 9-year-old and knowing so much of this and having so many connections with these people? Was it some that you hear, or was it some of your mom and dad told you about? Or?
I read part of it was I read about his funeral and about the bishops who spoke and stuff. And I think in my great-grandfather's journal, he might have had some, but that's all, you know. That, Uncle Ray, there's a fun thing along here. There's a place where there drops off quite a bit, and Uncle Ray I don't know, was with him. They were going along here, and there was a deer down below there. Down the hill. I'm trying to figure out which hill it was, but anyway, it was quite a little hill. And Uncle Ray picked up a rock, and he threw it at the deer and killed it.
You're kidding.
I'm not sure he wanted to do that. This was the home of my uncle. That again was he didn't like. He was the old family, and he didn't like. He didn't fit in, but when he got old, he joined in with the family a lot. Quite a bit.
Well, when we came deer hunting, we stayed at somebody upstairs in someone's house. It was really dusty.
That was Uncle Ray's house. It's been torn down.
It was a lady. Was a lady alone living there.
Oh, I don't remember.
With her cats.
Here's where my cousin lived.
You gotta remember.
Uncle Elmer's son, what was his name? Anyway, he was a bishop and he lived here. I don't know, he's probably dead. That house was nothing like it is. You can see they've had it on that side, they've had it on that side.
It was just a little square little thing.
But somewhere up here, Uncle Ray threw a rock off this hill and killed it.
That's just amazing.
He's quite a guy.
I mean, you'd have to...
You get lucky.
Uncle Ray,
hit it in the head and knock it out.
Uncle Ray always up to fun. Whatever.
You would have to hit it in the...
He is a happy guy, and I got a poem about him, which I'll read as soon as I dare drink some water and get the
Is he the father of Josie?
Is he the father? No.
That's a Ray.
Rollo James Kimber is her father.
She was happy to see us.
Rollo James Kimber, while I was around, he never lived in Grouse Creek. He did buy a farm up there somewhere. You go over the mountain and you go to, he had a farm. But he left Grouse Creek at an early age. You want to go down the lane. Down the lane. Now, as we go back, the guy that Dad's had a really good friend. Now wait, it should be. Where's the? Was that it? That's it.
Yeah.
Is there any water in it? No.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of water in it.
Grouse Creek.
There was. This house, we used to come to dinner on Sunday every once in a while to this house. And I'll have to look in my notes to see who it was. But he was a great hunter, that guy. He'd always go up there, kill a deer early in deer season day. He never went hunting with Dad. Now, this home was where Uncle Ray lived.
Ox Ranch.
Oxy Ranch. But
Ox.
this is where I was trying to get us to rent, but they don't do it anymore. Something rarely.
Uncle Ray lived there for quite a long time, and his family. But you guys, I had this all laid out, and we go along. But back there, when Mitchell and I were here, we were driving along here, and we saw a couple of deer. This road goes over to, it's over the mountain. Oh, do you want to go see the
Look at that bird, man.
do you want to go see the great, whatever it's called? Thomas Basin. It's a basin. Not Thomas, his dad. His dad was a sheep man, and he ran his sheep all over this country. And
It's like a quarry up there.
maybe. Oh, they did come out. The guys, some people did come out here and quarry. Now, the best land in the whole valley was along here. The Tanners owned that.
Yeah, there's a beautiful homestead.
Well, when
With all greens.
they did the hay. And they lived there during the time that they were doing the haying, putting up the hay. They, like I say, they owned the best part of the valley. How much time we got? Okay, the Shaws are over there.
We're right over here.
This thing looks smaller than it did when you were a small boy. It seemed like a great big place. I don't step all these sticks. You had it hang on to me there. See what we got here. Here's where we got children of George.
I see a lot of Kimber and Tanners over there.
Yeah. They're new ones.
Better Ridge, Bettridge.
The Bettridges were a fairly prominent family.
They have a lot of people here.
Yeah, those are Shaws up there.
They're not well kept.
One's over here.
See that, right?
So are all these ones out? These ones?
Yeah.
Those are hunters. Willie Shaw.
Who's that? Nobody. It's a hail. We don't know. Whoa. There's Willie.
So that's your grandpa?
Yeah.
So this is going to be your great-grandpa. And this is going to be your great-great-grandpa.
William Shaw.
This is his dad. This guy's dad is right there, and his mom.
Yeah. They were the ones that came. Of course, the family. Willie didn't come till. He was only 15 or 16 when he got here.
So this guy left England. William Shaw left England with his boy.
Yeah.
They came ahead, and then the rest of the family came later for the most part, except for one daughter.
I don't know about that, but the.
I was reading about it.
He had to borrow money to come from the missionaries.
Who's Heber Seashaw? I'm not sure how this is.
He's a great uncle. He's a great uncle of mine.
Is there one over there?
Yeah, I don't. It says W.M. Ellie Shaw.
Oh, this is a boy, I think a William Shaw or something. He died at 3 months. Look at the dates.
Oh, they did have one that.
Yep, that's right. Yeah.
They did have one.
I'm going to go look at something right now.
William. He died the same day. No.
Is it William? It says W.M.
That's William probably.
William.
Ellie Shaw. August the 3rd. Yeah, that was one of their children. I don't know whether it was my grandpa's child or my great grandpa's
Now you want
child.
to go back here.
Where's all those 7 graves?
Right here.
Oh, we almost missed him.
This is the sad part.
These are 6 children.
Aunt Bessie had 6 children,
So here's this
and
one.
they died in childbirth.
So here's the mom,
And then she died.
Elizabeth Shaw Hunter, married to this guy.
The first one lived, and then she had all these that died in childbirth.
See, this is the daughter of Willie and Emily Paskett, which is right there.
Yeah.
So
This
these
is
are connected.
Elizabeth.
She married this guy. She was only 30 years old when she died in childbirth after giving birth to 6.
6 or 7, I don't know.
That's hard.
She was married a couple of times.
Yeah.
Married, divorced. She was a sweetheart. I loved her. She was a wonderful gal, and she was awesome. I mean, she was nice. She wasn't all nice.
So that's basically it, guys, I think.
What's that?
Well, this was good that you guys could see this. Me too. I don't recall seeing this until now, you guys. I'm 61 years old, and I don't recall seeing those graves.
The Roberts family married my mother's sister. Somebody, I can't remember his first name now, but anyway, that's how we're related. Yeah, Hugh Roberts and Aunt's Aunt Louie right there. Louie K. She was the Aunt Louie that saved me on Halloween from burning up.
Gee.
And her husband was Hugh. But she moved to Logan, and she had a home there, and we stayed in it when we were going to school. We didn't get bored, but we got room.
Let's get back to the car.
Look at that. This thing is. What the bugs are.
No, the wind's keeping the bugs away around here, over here.
Right there, Ken. Right there on that little hill.
Dad's at 57 yards.
How far is it now?
He's at 57.
That's not very far.
How far do you want to shoot? 100?
I don't know. Whatever you want to do, I'm ready for.
He's at 73.
About 100 yards.
He's at 80. $89.
That's about 100 yards.
94. That's about it. Whoa! Hey!
He's deaf, he can't hear.
Right there, 101 yards.
I can't see the target right now. Oh, yeah. No. Yeah, I see it.
It looks like it went.
Where'd it hit?
Hit in the back.
Hit a little bit to the right.
Dad, can I use
Let me go grab another shell.
I think it might have gone right through it.
Should we go up there and see?
Yeah.
I may have hit that one.
Yeah, actually, you guys really should legit be watching for snakes, and they are camouflaged, so be very careful.
Yeah, it's like wet.
Huh? Did I hit it? You got a bullseye.
Oh my goodness!
No way.
It's a bullseye!
Are you serious? Ha! Whoa, no way. Bullseye!
To Dad.
Here, let's take this one back. So this is the road to Grouse Creek, right at the highway. This is looking out to the east. I think there's a Grouse Creek sign over here. I'll see if I can find it. Fire restrictions. Here we go, got a sign to Grouse Creek.